mind. So let me start. So I've been out of touch for a while, flying to Florida to be with my great granddaughter and my granddaughter and my daughter. So there were 4 generations of us together for 7 days, and it was just so much fun. And so I think I participated in some courageous acts during that time, acts of staying calm, acts of not being judgmental, because my granddaughter and her husband are in the Navy, and they are the stereotypical, what comes out of their mouth is stereotypical with the Navy. and I had to just kind of like, that's just the way they talk, and that's okay. But it was like a lot of times I wanted to go like that. So I just felt like that was courageous to just go with the flow. So Beck, I'm gonna ask you about your intention, and then we'll go into masterminding.
My intention is to complete my acknowledgements while I get to connect with Nicole in a breakout room, please.
Great, awesome. Okay, so I haven't talked to you guys for, it seems like at least 3 weeks. So what courageous acts are you involved in? You were talking about one, Jenna, when you got cut off with your phone. So I don't know if you want to finish that, because it was like we just didn't get to hear the rest of it. So I don't know.
Sure. Before I say that, a song came on the radio when I was in the shower this morning, and I thought of you, Terry. It's called Courage by Pink. I highly recommend that you listen to it.
I will. I like Pink.
I'm gonna send it to you, and I haven't got to it yet.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Great.
So what I was talking about is that, at first I was gonna apologize for calling out something, but it just wasn't sitting well with me. And I have always been the person that thinks of things differently, and I notice things differently. So when she thanked me, she's like, thank you for speaking up, because some people would have just overlooked it. And it's important that we do, especially in the industry that we're in. Things can look shady, and we need to investigate, because it can be abuse. It can be neglect. It can look different ways, but unless you look into it and have that conversation, you don't know. And if you don't know and you turn your head and ignore it, it can be bad. So it's just having the courage to speak up, when everybody else doesn't want to speak up and be uncomfortable. It can be challenging, but if you are true to who you are, and it's not sitting well, and it's raising some sort of uncomfortableness, you should have the courage to speak up. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have the courage to speak up, then lean on somebody and say, how can I bring this up and not be pointed out to who brought it up? Or is there a different way that you can help me talk about it? I've just have really practiced getting uncomfortable, speaking up, and warning people of things. I know I had a conversation with Nicole and Beck even, it's sometimes you just have to say it to say it. It doesn't mean that it's there, but if you have the intuition or a feeling of something and you speak honestly about it, it's not that you're calling people out or talking bad or those things. I think we need to have the courage to acknowledge our what we value in our core. If it's not sitting well, typically it's not well.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that just reminds me of in Fearless Living, our foundational principles are, first of all, compassion, second, honesty, and the third one, personal responsibility. And that's really what I hear you saying. You took the responsibility to be honest, which is courageous, but you also had compassion, knowing that was the right thing to do, and you went ahead and did it. And I just think that sometimes if we leave out the compassion part, then we may not have the courage to be honest. So I think that's great. I really appreciate that very much. I was thinking that while I was not speaking up with my kids' language, because they just drop the F-bomb every second with everything they say, And that really, I really don't, I mean, it kind of offends my spirit, that word, for some reason. And so finally, on the way to the airport, I said something to my granddaughter. And I mean, I said it in a joking way. I don't know if it, but I felt better that I said it, you know? It was, again, the courage. It wasn't like it's just like, I just said thanks because she said frickin' instead of the other word. And I said, oh, that word's so much easier for me to hear, you know? So I don't know if it'll make a difference or not. It's and as my daughter tells me, that's just the way people talk. And I said, but it's not in my circle of, my circle of influence. Anyway, so yeah, I appreciate that, Jenna, a lot. Good morning, Suze. What can we celebrate with you?
Getting the mute button. Celebrating seeing all of your faces. I just dropped off Noxie and I'm excited to hop on. So super excited to be here. And hi, Jenna.
Hey.
Yay.
And what's your intention for the hour? Because we're just needing to go there.
Yep, my intention is to join Nicole and Beck for She Is Core 4. So super excited for that in a breakout room. And yeah.